everyone. Welcome back to episode 12 of Vibez N Dat. You have myself, Devante, in the place.
What you talking about? It's 13,
13.
I just said 13. Oh my
12.
god.
Reload.
So you let it.
I was like, when did he say 13?
Reload it. But no, look, my gosh, love and respect to everyone. This is Vibez N Dat episode 13. Okay, we got myself, Devante, in the place. We have my co-host here.
Johnny, y'all know.
Sick. Give me more sauce, man. More sauce.
More, man. For the people.
Johnny J on Instagram.
That's already in the bottom. They know that already. They know that. Hey, we're not alone. We're not alone. We've got a wonderful guest with us today. Leanne, aka the workaholic.
Antisocial.
Building international.
Hello guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, hey, the floor is yours.
Gosh, everyone knows me from school days. Little quiet one that didn't do much. Obviously now Leanne doesn't live here anymore. Leanne left. Lives in Florida.
She's gone.
And now I work for Sony.
You know what? I'm glad we have you here today because it's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
I'm looking forward to this conversation because there's so many different layers to go into. Generally, how you living? How you doing?
I'm living, yo. I'm living.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you get your highs and lows when it comes to transitioning from one country to the other.
So
but
it's like
when you get used to it and you adapt, you survive. You know, and that's the main part. That's the main part.
Okay. Is COVID stifling in America, or is everyone on some we don't give a f vibe?
It depends on the state because you have government state, like federal state, and then you have like governor state. So there's one rule from the government, but then governors from the different states can say what they want for their state.
Okay.
So for example, Florida, niggas don't care. They just be out here doing whatever they want to do. It's not until they officially initiated and clamped down on the whole wearing a mask thing. That's when you had to wear a mask. But at the beginning, people were doing their own thing.
Okay. So domestically, what? Team Trump or Team Biden? Where was you at? Are you registered to vote over there?
I am registered to vote.
Okay. Did you bother?
I did.
Wait,
I voted for Obama and I voted for... I'm not
do you get to... oh yeah, that's a personal thing over there in the States, isn't it? They don't really like to... That's like asking the married man where he was last night when he wasn't at home. You can't... Don't ask me them big man questions. Like, they take that serious.
They really do, because, every vote counts and stuff. And especially for black people, like, we want change, but niggas ain't voting, so...
And is it like, depending on who you voted for, people will just look at you sideways?
But this is the thing. Do you want to go down that road and have the conversation, or do you just want to pretend like you voted for those people and you didn't vote for them?
So, because everyone's saying, say for example, like, because I don't feel like it is for some people like that in the UK, but they're still more open to having that conversation. Because people will have, like, depending on where you are, they'll put their thing in their window, like, vote Labour, vote da-da-da. So it's obvious who they voted for.
Right.
And then, you might get, like, so I'm wondering, you might have, like, the individual in that conversation where you're like, okay, like, maybe, let's say, like, he got in at the end of the day. 60% of the room is Trump. 35% of the room is Biden. And then there's those few people that said Kanye.
That was like 1% actually. He actually got votes. He actually got like 1%, which was funny to me. Like, how are you voting for a rapper?
I mean,
but,
do you know what it is?
They do it.
Do you know what it is? When you've got, the thing I look at the States is, as much as I try to kind of ignore what was going on over there, because that was all over UK TV for weeks on end. And I was like, you know what? I don't know why we're so obsessed with what's going on in a whole other country's news. We're like, we don't have our own issues.
And you know what's bad about over there is that they don't care about
They don't care.
the UK.
I bet we don't get a single spotlight.
No, it would be about stupid stuff like Trump is coming over to see you guys
to
or
visit
whatever,
the Queen,
and that's it.
No.
Everyday life that you guys have, we don't know. We actually don't know. They don't post it on CNN or anything, unless you got like BBC International, but that costs money, yo. That's a lot of money.
And that's what I was thinking. Like, no BBC iPhone. They still think we're riding horses in.
They don't even know. They don't even, like, do you know that one guy, like one actor that you guys have, John Boyega, you know, the guy that was in Star Wars. There was this whole thing over there because they didn't even know that black people live in London.
Yeah, there's
and the
very.
UK.
You know what?
So how bad is that?
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
When I
terrible.
first here, I had to move to England. I was vexed. I was like, who the fuck I gonna be here with? I didn't really know that there was. I didn't know. My perception on England, was Harry Potter.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
That's
That's
when
a
they
good.
said England. That's what I thought, Harry Potter.
And
then when I
to
came
a
here,
sense.
and then they said, "Oh, this is your school uniform." I said, "Yeah, confirmed, Harry Potter."
And then you went
Oh my
in
god.
the building.
School days,
Yeah, and then I went there, and then I met your cousin and so on, and them couple. I was like, "Raw, like." No, I was like, you could call it ignorance or whatever. I was genuinely surprised that there was black people, let alone gangs. I was like, what?
You what, mate?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
But
everywhere.
do you know what? That's another story. Because I was like, do you know what? Every encounter I've had with you, like in like when we were younger, teenager, everything, like I always found you like with a smile, love, and respect. And it was like whether we're talking, and I'm saying because my memory holds on to it, so I'm like, boom, I could just remember a time when I was just at the back of the bus going somewhere. And you happen to come up on the bus with your friend wearing school uniform, and you said, "Oh, like Devante, hi, how are you?" Da. Like it was always love and vibes, right?
Yeah.
And then even another time when we was more grown, and this is time we're out of school. This is past school uniform now. We're doing 9 to 5.
Okay, so
And
we big now.
Yeah, and and I've run into you on the train, and again it was the same vibe and the same energy.
I mean, I always had love for people. I've always had love for people. My mom, you know, was very paro about the whole don't talk to this person, don't talk to that person, because, you know, the generations are different. So I was really quiet in school, actually, believe it or not. I used to just follow the crowd, go home. When I'm supposed to be home, I didn't like chill after school. I didn't do that for 5 years. School finished at 3:20. Leanne was at home by 4 o'clock, 1-to-1. My mum used to plot how long it would take me to get to school and to take. It was only college days when I started interacting with people, but you know, you hear people, and I went to all girls' school, so you hear.
You was Enfield County, right?
I was Enfield County.
I knew it. Okay, that makes a lot
I
more
was
sense.
well known.
That's a
Yeah.
big.
No, for somebody that went
Went home with
you
free.
don't know.
That's how it's supposed to be, you know.
I was out here.
Be well known, but you're just not around. Be known but unknown. You know, that was me. Everybody knew me. I knew them, but you never saw me.
Nobody told me that shit.
Nobody saw me.
I was on the road.
I was out here in the streets.
in here
Yeah,
for
so
no reason.
I met you. I actually met Jay.
All now I was walking
Like-
through the door after on a school day, you know.
I could never. And when I did get home, it had to be homework first, change your clothes, and if people came to knock for me, then I could be out. But I had to be in by 7.
Was you in a 2-parent household?
No, it was just me and my mom and my little brother.
Big respect.
He
to
knows.
your mom.
He knows.
Well,
Yeah,
was
he
running
knows.
I don't know guys
the
remember
team.
You knocked for me one time. You don't remember? Back in year 8
Yeah, you
on the
snapped me
bike.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't remember your mom.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, give me
Yeah.
the origin. Do you
Just me and my
remember?
moms.
Do you remember how we crossed paths? I'm not
So
offended.
you want the
if you don't.
truth or do you want the...
Just give it to him. Give it to him straight.
Well, I found about you because you was dating one of our old friends, like one of our friends in school.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who the hell you was because, like I said, I never used to chill
You know what?
to know who was who. And like I realized that in school, a lot of the girls in my school used to chill with Grandma or, don't tell me, Winchmore.
Hey.
Okay? Whereas Leanne used to chill with Kingsmead and Bishop.
Oh, them.
Yeah.
Them.
I found out about you later in life
Hey,
when you was dating one of my
hold on.
girls.
Yeah, nah, listen.
You could say. It's okay.
No, I was gonna say I don't think Grandma and Winchmore used to really go
No.
for bishops like that.
No,
do you know
at
what it is?
all.
Our jurisdictions were too far apart.
Yeah.
Like, if you
And
think-
where I lived, I was closer to Bishops than Winchmore.
So, like, let me put it this way: was you on the Cineworld side of Enfield, or was you past the Krispy Kreme side?
I was further than that. I was actually by Bishop. So where Bishops is,
yeah,
you
Bishop's
go down all the way
way.
to Albany Park, and
Yeah.
Leanne was opposite what used to be called Albany is now Oasis. I used to live
oh,
opposite
you was
there.
over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
School after a drink. It's great.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I met you through because you was dating one of my girls. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, you Devante. Okay. That's how it was.
Mm.
But you never,
you know what it is?
love
I'm
for
wondering
everybody.
what was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Moving on swiftly.
Then there's all that.
And then what about Jaden?
Who that?
The guy, I don't know, the other imaginary person in the room.
Oh, I don't know it.
You know what?
Oh!
I was looking at you because I thought you
I'm
said
like,
Jaden.
Oh no! Oh, sorry. It's because
said.
my. Do you know what it is? My
That's what you
J,
said.
my J, and my
Oh,
Den.
Jaden. Oh,
Yeah,
I heard
but
He
Jaden.
was about to answer
I heard
for Jaden.
Jaden. Yeah.
He was about to-
No, I was like, who's there? Who's
But
Jaden?
you know what it is? It's because I don't say then. I say den.
Oh.
So I like, it's
yeah, I was
DEM. I
like-
say it.
I was looking at you like, yeah, who is Jaden?
I was like, who's Jaden? I don't know.
Tell
this
us
nigga.
about this Jaden.
I can't tell you somebody I don't know. But how I met Jay was a very funny story.
Mm.
Basically, this was even in school time. This was
I found it for
outside. This was outside of school, you know. This is actually outside of school when there was a typical estate called Lit Chit.
Mm.
And me and my girls decided to go down there and see what the hype was.
Okay.
And him and a few niggas from Kingsmead was chilling on bikes. And I was like, oh, he fine. He wasn't fine back then, though. He glowed up. Just saying.
They
Right.
did me like Philly.
No.
And
And
who's Jordan again?
we-
That's how they did.
They said you were still in the oven. You wasn't ready.
yeah, he was loading. But yeah, they were all on bikes, and me and this mutual friend of ours, we went over and we was talking, and we was like, "Hi, what's your name?" He's like, "My name's Jay. What's your name? My name's Leanne." And it's been like that ever since.
Okay, the rest was history.
But then I kind of ghosted,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
like, phew. And then he caught me slipping in Emma and Green one time when I was back, and I was like, "Oh my god, like that ain't you." You really look like that now?
She tried to give me like the ugly duckling.
No, you just wasn't that
Listen.
guy back then.
It's just more refined now.
Wait, what?
Now you just
I wasn't what guy?
Huh?
This is
you was
different.
just, now you've glowed up. You know you glowed up.
Basically,
You know
a
you
nigga
glowed
ain't had no beard
Nope.
and his hair wasn't
Nope.
that long. Yeah? Because I look the same.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about
I look
that.
even worse now, actually.
You think so?
I didn't have all these scars on my face. I definitely look better.
Oh, you probably do. See, I didn't even noticed the
Sometimes
scars.
that could be defining though.
That's yeah.
These niggas is crazy.
Sometimes it could make or break you. And do you feel like life got harder since?
Because you look good to
I'll
me.
go take your silence as
It's because we grown now.
No, but I understand on a personal level, but from the outside in, you make the type of like, because you know what it is in my mind. You know how girls are. They be like, oh,
I mean,
how do you get that scar on his face? How do you know what is that? Like, you know
I don't
what?
think I asked
But
you
you know,
that.
and I know, but that's how girls stay.
Yeah.
Like, because you know how, like, all right, say you're in one-on-one settings, yeah, and then you know when they just and they feel something and they're like, oh, what is that? It make them curious.
Yeah, that's true.
Craziest story.
It's true.
Yeah.
I was out here fighting about 6 killers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Them
god.
niggas try to take me out.
Mm.
I ain't go out like that. They cut me a little bit.
But I
But I
fucked
killed all 6 of them.
up.
Actually, one survived. He in jail right now. He doing it.
Oh my
bust
gosh.
cake. Yeah, some crazy stuff.
You can tell
Oh,
us whatever you want.
It was definitely
You're such
heavy.
a G. Oh my god, like I'm so. Oh, tell all their friends now.
were you
Nah,
scared?
that was
Yeah, were you scared?
Like,
Inferior.
Niggas be lying as well. Nah, I wasn't even scared, you know. I wasn't even tripping. Up to this day, I do it again. Stop lying. You fell off your bike. That's like goddamn lying.
oh my god.
That is funny.
I'm telling you, but no, that's beautiful. I appreciate memory lane and your
Memory lane.
character. But you know, another amazing thing that I want to get into is your black excellence. That's right.
Okay.
Let's get into that
If I
black
must, I must.
excellence. So let's dust off the let's open up the book of credentials, chapter 2. Let's sign into the links in.
Okay. Which I don't have, by the way. I'm gonna do that. I need to do that.
Update your LinkedIn.
bio.
I need to do the whole LinkedIn thing. I don't have that. I need to do that. Well, I'm not gonna lie. If anyone who's watched Spider-Man or anything, if you go all the way down to the credits, you'll see sound and technical group. Leanne's name is at the bottom.
Like that.
Yeah.
I got you know what it is? to know that it's that deep, you're incredible. And what was that, Spider-Man?
The last Spider-Man.
The last
Homecoming
Spider-Man.
or Far From Home?
Okay.
Oh, sugar. Because you know what it is, yeah? To even hear that, you're wavy in the sense that I would have not been able to not screenshot or screenshot the credits.
Yeah, a lot of people did, to be fair. A lot of people, because no one believed me. They were like, Leanne, you're lying. And I was like, okay, well, when you see, you'll see. And then I got lots of messages on Instagram like, oh my God, this is your name, this is your name. And I was like, well, I told your ass, but you don't believe me.
Seeing is believing.
You know?
No.
A lot of people didn't believe me. But I don't really talk about it much because I like to, you know, keep it on.
All right. So what I wanna start with the basis of it then. So boom, like, did you so just for the record, what is your like title? What is your working title?
Senior sound engineering studio technician.
Boom. Okay.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the kind of conversations you stay out.
Stay out. Right, this lady buy her own Birkins. You know that?
I mean, Birkins is a bit over my pay grade, but like only like $6
it's
over.
What?
Say no more. Say no more. But that's what I'm saying.
I bought a small one. I don't own anything designer, guys. Apart from this.
Yeah, but no, that's beautiful stuff. And what I'm curious about, so when did that first pique your interest? Like, did you know that was your angle straight, like leaving school, walking into college or sixth form? Like, or did you discover it later?
I know it was a thing from day one. Like, I was rapping when I was 14, 15 in school. I used to have this book and I used to be just rapping to myself.
Right.
And like, you know, you meet friends who were like, oh my God, Leanne, let me hear you. And there was one time in school where there was a little group of us and there was like a clash and I won and I was like, this is going to be me
This is the
one
first
day. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you have archives? Do you still have like an old
that red book and that USB is still in my house. Yes,
that's
it's still
cool.
in my house. You'll see like 2006.
Do you know what hurts me? Yeah? The things that I was prominent at when we were young and I did relentlessly that everyone knows about. Camera phones weren't around then.
No, exactly.
No one see me dancing back in the day. Like on a synchronized thing with Abelard Soul front stage. Shutting it down in assembly. Like, you know them ones? I was just like, what could have been? But I lived in a different time.
Yeah,
but
and then...
Did you tell?
Yeah, and that was it. And I said, I really like this. Like, I got flow. Yo, I got flow.
Okay.
You know? And then when I won, I was like, I still got flow. And then... but you know what? I realized as you grow up, there's too many rappers. And there's a lot of black people that would just want to be rappers. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be another rapper. This is just not for me. Okay. So I said, I'm going to go behind the scenes now instead of in front of the camera. And I started working on the beats side, started creating my own music, using my own software.
Okay.
And then I thought, I really like this.
So, nice. All right, here's a good one then. So when you got into the beats, what was you? Fruity Loops or Cubase? Reason. Okay, see, that was outside the box for me. Yeah. Because all I remember in music was everyone used to make their beats on Fruity Loops, a lot of the grind things, like Scorcher, oh gosh, Murphy and Case, like all of them man then back in the day that did music, Terminator. I heard they was even Droops. He was and even Nimsy, all of them, they were messing up they were fucking with Cubase heavy. No, sorry, Fruit Loops. So that was what I knew. I only knew of those two, and more prominently, like remember, like when Wifey Rhythm came about. Yeah. And I was like, I heard like Wifey Rhythm was made in Fruit Loops. Yeah. Yeah, like so.
A lot of the music that we all used to listen to back then was mainly on Fruity Loops and stuff. But funny enough, I found Fruity Loops very hard. Okay. I was just like, this is not working.
Okay. So boom, it was like Cubase, and then so did you like learn it? Was you taught to learn it, or did you learn it?
I taught myself. I like that. And then I got bored of it, and then I thought, well, let's do Cubase, and then I taught myself. And I was like, okay, and I'm bored. Let's go on to the next thing. And then before you know it, Logic Pro hit the stores, and I was like, well, I don't have the money for a MacBook right now, so leave that over there for a moment. And it wasn't until I'd say last year of college, first year of uni, where they have everything for you. And it was just like, oh, they have Logic, let's learn. And they don't even teach you in uni, you know. They just show you the basics and they send you the guide, which is like this big. And then you have to teach yourself, you know.
Okay.
So I used to sit there after hours, be like,
okay.
Yeah.
So what were like the first pieces, like kinds of material that you like made in your practice practice ones? House
and hip hop.
Okay. The house clean or funky? Because funky was heavy in our
era. Funky was the thing back in the day.
That was
yes and no. It was more for me. It was more of how easy it was going to be for me to do it, rather because with house and funky house, there's a lot more of beats and rhythm than on a normal hip hop track. Hip hop track, you'll not automatically hear a kick drum, a snare, but with funky house, there's all these different sound effects that you got to listen out for and learn. And I'm like, oh, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? Do you know what I mean? So I went straight into the deep end. I was like, well, it's definitely going to be funky. And then went back and did, okay, let's do hip hop now because everybody's listening to hip hop.
Okay, yeah, no, funky was like a sweet window that came and went. But it was
and then it kind of elevated from there. But then again, I remember waking up one day and I thought to myself, oh, everybody's doing this. Like, this is boring. So I took it back and I thought, well, I don't want to be that sound engineer that everyone comes to record their lyrics over an instrumental.
Yeah.
Let's do films.
Okay. And you know what it is? That's really, what's amazing about that is everybody really has this thing where everybody wants to be on this end of the scene. Everyone wants to be right here in front of the camera, making all of it. Like, they want that spot. But they forget that, like, behind that camera, there's so many other elements to this that make it happen for that one person. And in more instances than not, they actually get a bigger piece of the pie. In like, because people think, oh, the celebrity, the rapper. Actually, no, the person who produced the song. Absolutely. The person who wrote the song for Beyonce to sell all of them tracks. Like, people don't rip, but you don't see them as much. Unless you go into the details, like you said in the credits, you're not going to know that, like, all that whole 5-10 minutes after the movie of, like, when it's all said and done, never mind the stars and the celebrities that take the front line. The real bag is in the credits. And that's what, like, it's becoming more of a thing that people are talking about now. Like, who are these people behind the scenes? And people need to focus on the bigger picture rather than, like, I want to be the Stormzy. I want to be the, do you know what I mean? Like, A, B, or C. I want to be, I don't know. I'm going to say it for another. I want to be the Georgia Smith. There we go. Do you know what I mean? I want to be, like, front line. And it's like, well, actually, when your people's eyes are opening more now, but I feel like there's more of an awareness now when people say, I want to be a video director. We had the video wave where a lot of young people were catching on to the video, like shooting people's music videos and da-da-da. So I feel like around the way anyway, it started there. Like, the price of a music video went from having to use a commercial agent to just knowing someone who's techie with a camera and handing them a 2-3 bills. So it kind of, from where I was standing, it escalated from there. But that's why it's like, wow, like, for it to have caught you back then, when people, like you said, you used to rap, you could have chased the spot and said, you know what, I want to be, the frontline rapper. But you was like, actually,
I ain't finna do that.
I like that your brain kind of switched on at a young age and you tuned into the details.
But it takes a lot of work, because they put you in college and you got to do like 4 years instead of the average 2. And then you go uni and you got to do like 6 years instead of 4 because they want you to know every software so that any job that you get, you can just walk in and start. And they don't have to train you up on the software, which a lot of people forget. You have to learn the actual basis of what they do in the company before you start. But like I say, in the States, they rather want or experienced people rather than I have to show you experience. Or give you experience. Which is stupid because how are we going to get experience if you don't give us experience?
So it's that BS, like, catch-22 situation.
So with Sony, funny enough, it was luck. I would say it was luck because...
Now, before you run into that, so when did you, like, so you carried it through, what was that, 4 years? Or when you say, are you saying college in American or colleges in uni?
Here,
Oh, okay.
I was at
so
college
did you have to carry that into uni as well? Okay, so then what was your big break then? Like, when, like, 'cause I imagine in my head it's when you got to get on the plane.
Yeah.
But did it start domestically?
It was before that. It was before that.
Do you tell?
I remember just applying, you know, when you leave college and it's like the system says you got to get a job now because you're an adult and you got to start paying national insurance and all that. For me, I was like, no, I want to stay in education a bit longer because this part of the industry is very hard to get into. So my mum, bless her, forked out a lot of money for me to go to studio school. I went to a studio school called Play Studios in Soho.
Okay.
I also went to Deep Studios in West London. So there was a lot of money, forked out for courses. Yeah, for me to get where I am now. And then sometimes that's not even enough because when you move on to the next level, they'll be like, well, you may have level 1 and 2, but where's your level 3? So then you have to stay back and do another year to do that. And then, I mean, my certificates are just...
it's
too much. It's too much.
I'm telling you.
And then that's only in one section, you know, because they want you to know there's sound engineering, audio production. People don't know that there's sound project, there's sound management, there's music management,
Exactly.
there's before all of that you got to know the theory of music. So you got to learn about the ears. You know, you got to learn about, you know, hertz, kilohertz and volts and you know, all that.
You got to get into that.
So you can't just here's my music, because there's a lot of people out there who's learning music and they put their stuff out and I can hear and I'm like, that's really bad, like it's faded or it's really low or something's higher than something when it's meant to be. Especially when it's music, the first thing you have to hear is the vocals and everything's got to sit behind it. When you hear these upcoming new people, it's like their vocals are really, really loud and you can hardly hear the instrumental, and I'm like, I mean, you didn't call me, so I can't help you. So, you know, but people want to hear you, not the music. So you have to learn about all of that before you.
It's crazy.
And then you got audio production and
it just goes like, it's deep.
And then it doesn't stop there, and then you go into games. So you got to learn about gaming and how to work it, how to do sound composition for games.
Oh my!
I actually worked on Call of Duty.
That's like the foot running through the grass,
little things like that. The grass,
finest details.
The footprints, the grass. You know, the wind. You know,
that's all. Yeah,
because it's for you guys. You know, it's for the audience. So we gotta make it sound phenomenal for you guys. Otherwise, you guys won't buy it.
At what point did it get build up to the point where it was like, okay, I've put in the work and they've chosen me for this opportunity?
There was I'd say like competition for Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And
them organic ones.
They reached out to the local colleges and whatever and said, we need you guys to make a script or a template audio sound for this upcoming project they have going on. Whether it was I can't remember if it was a TV series or a cartoon. So this was actually during college days. They actually had people that could do that for you. You know, when university and college have links for you. So all of us was involved. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I will do that. Luckily enough for me, it was SpongeBob.
Okay.
And I was like, well, let's do this. So, you know, they send you off. They give you 4 weeks or 2 weeks, depending on how good you think you are, to compose a piece of music for a film or for a cartoon or TV. And I chose SpongeBob and I did it. And there was about 32 applicants. 4 of us got through. 2 of us got the job.
Okay.
Me being what?
Pure talent. Pure talent.
It was like an internship. Like the actual winner was to get an internship onto the set.
And so
I forgot about it.
Was that what took you out of the country then?
That's what took me out of the country.
Wow.
So you was making SpongeBob music?
I can't tell you that. But I did work on it.
I
did work on it. But my name's not on that credit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
That was the intern.
It was just like an intern thing, where you're learning. They just give you projects and you learn. Like I worked on Up. I worked on, you know, the Disney film Up. You know,
Up, with the balloons and
with the balloons, you know. They gave us little things to do, like hats and, you do, and then you just get better at doing stuff. And then they ask you to remix a song that you like, create your own remix, and then it just
snowballed from there.
Kept going.
Okay, I love that. That's a beauty. And it was just all up from that. Obviously, I'm sure it had its challenges, but the bigger picture is it went upwards and onwards.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I like
There was some fallback, you know, you get somewhere, you fall back, or you don't like where you are no more, you feel like you should be somewhere else with another company. And it was just like, I remember I applied for Sony one time and forgot all about it. And then they called my mom and was like, does your daughter still want to work? And mom was like, oh my God, Leanne, Sony called you.
Mm.
And then here we are now, 6.5 years later.
That's beautiful stuff. That's it. I was like, my only wish, in my passing is whoever tries to open up a GoFundMe for them, fist them up. Find them and punch them up and tell them to delete it.
If somebody that's opening a GoFundMe for you.
Yeah, it might have. We're trying to raise money for. No. The boy was a hardworking man and he had life insurance. Don't violate me. Don't violate me.
It's true.
Don't violate me.
You got life insurance?
Huh? No, I'm getting it. I got kids, man.
Yeah, you guys saw that.
Kids, man. If somebody wants to just fall asleep at the wheel and write me off in my car, bro.
God forbid.
You know what I mean? God forbid.
God forbid.
Touch some wood in that. The lovely woods. But yeah.
Thanks.
Wood, bro. I don't think that's wood.
It ain't wood. It ain't wood. I ain't gonna tell you what it is.
But that's it. That's probably my worst fear. Like just someone would, and that's the thing. I'll look like this, and they'll use a picture from 2009 in my school uniform, and they'll be like, "We need to raise someone who wouldn't even know me like that."
Yeah.
And we're doing this in aid of Devante.
What do you mean when they and they're collecting the funds and nothing to do with your...
Well, they're collecting the funds in aid of donating it to my mum to help with my funeral expenses.
But they ain't gonna donate.
It's techie. But listen, just don't. just whoever's funding it, shut them down fast. Tell them we got it.
For real.
Yeah, that's probably one of my worst fears about passing away. And actually, I need to leave. I leave notes. I'm preparing for my death. On a quick side note, I gotta leave notes. Someone needs to go to my computer and get my hard drive and clean it up a little bit before people or my family members start going through my stuff and deciding what needs to be gotten rid of and what needs to be kept. Get the hard drive. Delete the nudes. Delete delete the archives. Okay, and give it clean. Send it back with the family pictures and all of that stuff. Because everybody's got an archive and everyone's delete the internet history. Please.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Delete the internet history. You know what I'm saying?
Or delete my
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
Browser.
Imagine. All right, God forbid, hypothetically, everything just stopped for you today, and then your phone's just there. Your Instagram DMs are there. Nothing's getting clean.
All them naked pictures.
Yeah, all whatever.
On my ass out. On my pussy out.
All of that.
That's what your phone look like?
No. Don't be watching my shit.
I'm just saying.
No,
exactly.
I'm just saying. You don't know.
Imagine they return that phone, to your next of kin as it is.
And that's
as
my mom.
My sister would be proud.
I don't have that on my phone, but there's we did things when we were younger to get people's attention. When we liked a guy or well, not me. But I'm saying you do. People have done stuff to get girls or get guys' attention.
Yeah,
I always. You're funny, but and people forget that they have that. You say you delete, but I always tell people, listen, nothing is deleted in the in the world that we live in now. Nothing is deleted. It's up there in the sky chilling.
I got nudes that are so dated I probably shouldn't have them anymore. I want to take a slight left down question avenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know now. So because you're a dual citizen, diplomatic, this and that.
Nobody. Keep it on DL. Yeah.
So you have technically you got a City Girls group chat with your American associates.
We do.
And to a degree, you probably still have a +44 group chat.
I have 2 numbers, yo.
Yeah.
I have 2 numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
When I'm over here, I have that 447. When I'm over there, I have that plus.
So what I was curious about, actually, all right, there's layers to this. So what's your take on American guys versus I guess it's kind of state specific. So was it LA you're in?
LA first, it's Florida now.
Okay. Yeah. Florida then. All right. So what's your take on American men, particularly in that zone, I guess, because Birmingham guys and London guys ain't the same thing.
Absolutely.
And it's exactly the same thing for America.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But London's the flagship store in that. Come on, man, them are us. So tell me all right, who are you for?
This gonna sound so bad, but I like my US niggas, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it depends on what the don't hate. It depends on in terms of what.
Okay.
You know? I will ride for my UK guys because I raised with them, I grew with them. But you see things in them that you don't see in US and vice versa.
Tell me more about that.
So, for example,
firstly, I just want to
this nigga hating.
highlight.
This nigga hating.
I just want to highlight the fact that you said don't hate like I'm a UK guy. Excuse me?
You here, aren't you?
Huh?
You here, aren't you?
No, don't. I said I'm playing.
I'm playing.
Oh my god.
Like I said, in terms of what? Like I said, UK niggas have things that US guys don't, and vice versa.
Okay.
One of them being, I've realized in the years.
Side question: are you doing for the Americans or for the UK?
She said she.
Wait, no. But she's breaking it down. But I want to know who's this for. So are you talking?
So right now, this is for the US.
Okay, why are they winning?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
The reason why they're winning is because the UK men have lost the concept of general how to get a girl's attention. What I mean by that is US men, if they like you, they will do the most. Like you have roses outside your front door.
I'm listening.
UK guys don't do that.
No.
You know? I'm just saying. It's different, but I'm just saying.
Okay,
you know have.
I like this conversation. I like that you said this. Keep it going.
Yeah. They will do the most to get your attention. Like they don't give up. Whereas over here, it's like if you don't reply within 2 days, oh this bitch, you know, and then on to the next one. And I was like, yeah, I suppose I was working, you know. I mean, I see it, but I can't get to it. The patience is very limited here. This is from my personal experience. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm definitely talking personal experience. Like, it's like when you don't reply, guys will just be thinking, like, she must think she's too good for me. No, how about I'm busy? Sometimes I'm generally busy.
You slipped into my general inbox and I didn't know it was there for like 2 weeks. Yeah. I've looked in my sister's DMs, and that stuff is flooded. Mm-hmm. Like she can never read all the messages.
Guys don't like
she can never read them. And there's loads and there's more come every day. Yeah. Like she tells me like I can't like even if I read them, there'll be another 50 when I wake up in the morning. It's crazy, the life of some. But
I don't know what that feels like.
Some niggas be looking at the inbox like this shit ain't even
refresh this because I'm data acting up. It must
and then your phone's slowing down. Oh shit.
But so that's okay. So you feel like all right, so the American guy in terms of his I guess persistence is
it's a bit it's like down. I mean, it's always gonna be like this between the two, but I feel like the US leg is just like
okay, because I heard like all right, this is what I heard because like this conversation was in the airways not too long ago, and a girl, I don't know. Anyway, it's a girl from America who lives here, and she was just like, boom, I've been dating American guy. I live in America, but I've been dating UK guys, and she was like, she feels like the UK men won't necessarily showboat their girls the way American guys would.
She's absolutely right because it's like what UK guys they don't want to put us out there. They don't want to be like, yeah, I'm dating this girl. Like you ask a guy, are you seeing anyone? And 9 times out of 10, for example, this has happened to me. Like I've asked a guy, we'll be talking, and I've asked the guy, are you seeing anyone? And he'll be like, no, I'm just with my baby mom. What does that mean?
He told you.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm with my baby mom. So hold on, what is that? No, I just asked you something. Are you seeing anyone? No, but I'm with my baby mom.
He's saying he's still. What he said to you is.
What is that?
No, I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
He said I still drop off nappies and wet wipes sometimes, and occasionally I might pick up some pussy and a plate of food. But I'm not with her.
Then you with her then? Then you with her. How you sleeping with somebody and you tell me you're with them? What is that?
But
that is crazy.
Like,
I don't know nothing about
that. That was one of the recent experiences I had.
That's a crazy answer, though.
That's a crazy answer.
And they said, like, you mean at this very current time?
Right.
What the fuck?
Like, whatever, you know?
He's trying to, he's not.
So you're trying to have, what I got from that was after sitting down and probably thinking about it was, okay, you don't want to lose the stability you have.
Was he living
So
with?
I ain't get that for you.
Oh, I hear you.
Right? I just feel like you probably have a stability right now, and you don't want anything to to damage that. Because there's a lot of niggas out here who are living with their baby mama. Don't tell nobody.
Yeah. They need the council flat.
I've learned that.
And they're living with her.
The rule, do you know what it is? Regardless of whether you got your government council house or you put the money up for your deposit and whatever the case is, once you have a child, just the way it is, it's a lot easier for a woman to find stability than it is for a man because of like the support we have by our UK system. And that's why more often than not, the girl has the place and the guy might just move in. Do you know what I mean? And let's let's keep it real.
That's fine.
Let's not shit
on the chest. Don't be acting single.
Yeah.
You live with your girl.
Just say it, yo.
You say it like that's easy to say.
No, but we will find out as women. We will find out.
Don't get me out here moving like they live on some bachelor thing, like they live at their own.
Like their crib is my crib, yo. And then you find out it happened to one of my friends, yo. Like it happened to one of my poor friend. She was talking to this guy for a while, and they knew each other prior as friends, but then they started getting a bit more than friends, and she flat out asked him, I know your son is like 7 months old, but are you still with your baby mom? He turned around and said no. Like 2 weeks later, you have a whole YouTube channel with your baby mom talking about family outings.
Wow.
But you said you weren't with her.
He could have just been doing
that. Could be professional, but I hate you.
No, from a girl's point of view, I have asked you, are you with her? 100%. You've told me no. So why am I finding photographic? Well, number one, I ain't looking like that, but why am I finding photographic? Looking. And she was looking.
Women are some CSI when it comes to is this man single?
And she found a whole. He basically was living a double life.
No, he was not. Come on now.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
I think you had pictures of you and your baby mom all like this in the bed. In the bed.
In the bed. Oh.
Who had pictures like that? Oh, in the bed.
No, it's on Instagram.
Oh, I thought you was.
He got a couple things
on the baby mom's profile. There's you have highlights. On one of the highlights, you all up in the bed with your baby mom, but you told my friend that you ain't with her.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I feel sorry for the
and that to me is really unfair.
It's a minefield, isn't it?
Because it's mad out here. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But niggas be telling dumb lies.
I don't believe.
But why? But my thing is, and it's not like he's hiding from the camera either. You all up in their lens, child. You know, people can see you. She ain't exactly set to private. You can't do that.
That don't make sense.
Do you know what it is?
Well, you know what it is?
Go on.
A lot of dudes be like simple, like they say men are simple-minded. Like a lot of dudes are like even less than simple. Like in his head, his maths was, you don't got no mutuals. Literally, how you gonna find out? You don't know. Because it's like it don't make sense on how you could say no to that person and be over here fully and looking in the camera.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like things like that, I don't understand.
I'm enjoying this journey, and I'm gonna get back to the American men versus British men, but this is an extension of it. And I'm gonna follow up because that leads me on to another bit where I'll get into that. But just to revert to the original one, so again, so apparently the American guys are more persistent. Rose is at work and that. I've heard of UK men that do that. I'm not one of them per se. I'll pick you up from work.
I'll do that.
I'll roll up on you on work.
But then again, I'm not.
But I'm not really. I know me. I'm not that individual. But then at the same time, I know I'm when I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I know not everybody out there is amazing.
Absolutely.
And the stories tell. I talk with my sisters. They tell me stories. I talk with I don't really keep a lot of female friends. I don't really see the point. But I talk with my one. Well, wherever she's at right now. Shout me when you're ready, Sue. But I talk, and they tell me things about guys, and I'm like, I hear a lot. I feel like they tell me more horror stories than they do champion stories. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, it makes me think to myself, women really have it rough out here when it comes to picking their cream of the crop. Because there's a lot of crop.
Do you know, as women, we don't even ask for much, One of the things.
Son.
No, they say that.
Okay,
That's true.
I don't ask for much.
Thank you.
Like,
Do you know what it is? The one thing they do ask for is very expensive.
no, what's that?
Honesty.
But it's not even. We're not even on that level yet, though, because
No?
you just met me. No, it's
Yeah.
you just met me.
What do you mean? Who do I live
So,
with?
What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
you know, women always want
Police don't ask
stability.
that.
Women always want stability. So that you are going to get questions like, what do you do for work? Where do you live? Do you live on your own? Do you live with parents? Like, for me personally,
That's understandable.
I feel like a lot of women need to be careful when you're asking these questions, because you be asking a man, if they got this and this. Girl, you ain't heard that. You're at home with your mum, but you vex why he's at home with his mum, but you at home with your mum. So why are you
Looking at him sideways.
looking at him sideways?
Mm.
You okay? Like, to me,
Somebody gotta tell him.
to me, I feel like I don't understand. As my saying is, all my girls who know me, my saying has always been, I don't understand, because how are you doing that? Why are you expecting what you don't have? Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's not fair. And then when later down the line he realizes that he's looking at you, so hold on, you be stressing me out and you ain't even got your shit together.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? And then that's when the dishonesty comes, and then
Okay.
he be looking at you like, well, I can't trust you because you lied and stuff like that.
You know, another joke to the honesty thing as well. We were saying a lot of women, not all of them, but a lot of women can't take honesty.
Very true.
As much as people like ask for honesty, a lot of women can't take honesty.
Right.
Because I've seen
I
like,
can see that.
yeah, it's like some men use that as the excuse to why they lie. Yeah, and
Right.
you shouldn't lie to nobody or whatever. You be real with what you're doing, do it with your chest. But there's a lot of women that if you gave them that same honesty, and the reaction would be so much either worse or just the way they can't handle it. And it's like, but if I tell you an obvious lie, which lie is something where even you, when I tell you, you question it and think that don't make sense, but you prefer that because it's more comfortable for you to hear. And that's the situation for a lot of women.
Do you know what it is? I'm a very...
Because how much for example, with the red flags, right? How much women would tell you in the end that, oh, you know what, this nigga was lying about this and boom, and I knew it, and it's like, you know, he was lying the whole time, but you took it because it was like, you know, cool, I can live with that. That sounds better.
I don't understand, because why are you out here riding the wave when you knew the storm was coming? I don't get it.
Some people
if
feel
I'm
the rain,
the moment.
and others just get wet.
Like,
I
how
would
can
feel
you
the
be
rain.
upset? I don't understand how a lot of girls, like, I feel like there should be stages in red flags, because sometimes these red flags are not even to be getting upset about.
Sometimes red
Right.
flags are
I
orange.
think sometimes
Sometimes
it's human nature.
Sometimes the red flags are not even red; they're like yellow.
Yeah.
You know,
It's you.
very much.
You know what it is? I feel like sometimes as humans, we choose to, like, we know a red flag when we see one, but we like to pull the parachute at the last minute.
Thrill.
Yeah, we like the risk.
I think that's just human nature, because we'll be like, you know what? Just on a great one, I'll be like, you know what was a red flag? When I saw you leave the bathroom and I didn't hear the tap wash in the in the sink wash hand basin. I didn't hear the tap go. I just heard the toilet flush, and you just came back here and sat down, and that was a red flag to me. But the vibe was great, and everything that followed up after that was lit. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can see a red flag, but sometimes you can ignore it in the moment. Like, because I've ignored red flags before. I'm like, what?
I have. We all have been victims of ignoring red
100%.
flags.
Yeah, like you.
I feel like now more or less.
Tell me on the side. What was give me a clean red flag that you chose to ignore, but like went past it
This is
anyway.
cool. I like
Tell me a red light that you ran.
Communication.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've fallen for that so many times. Like, a guy will openly tell me, like, I am shit with my phone. Like, you will text me and I won't reply till tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And then when it happens, I'm like, this nigga. You know? Like, why are you airing me for? And then I'll get upset. And I'm like, but Leanne, you knew he was like this. Do you know what I mean? So what's the energy for? Do you understand? That I've definitely been a victim to that.
Okay.
And anything, for me, it's always the communication for me, because I feel like when it's the beginning stages of meeting someone, like, if you're interested, you're interested. Like, if a guy is interested, I feel like he will set time aside to talk to you. Yeah, I've fallen victim to communication. I feel like when a guy's interested, he will make time for you. Like, he will make time for you, whether he genuinely wants to get to know you or not. So now you got, like, I feel like when that happens, you got to play them at their own game. Like, if they text you today and say, hi, how are you? And then I'm that stupid girl where I'll be looking at the time. I'll be like, okay, he texted me at 12:05. I'm going to text back at 12:10.
You might be sleeping by then. And then you just played yourself.
Why? You know, I never used to do that, but now I do that because I'd be like, I'll reply.
But I know, I'm guilty. Yeah. I've done it.
He'll say hi.
You took 5 minutes to reply, I might take 6.
You understand? And he's replied at like 10:05, and then I've replied at 10:06, but then he don't reply again until 10:22. Why? I reply until 11 o'clock.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You know? Because you look, for women, I feel like you look too eager. Why? He clearly ain't giving you that much effort that you are giving, so fall back a little bit. Sometimes you got to play at their own game, and if, like I said, if they're interested, they'll come back and they'll fix up and be like, oh no, I really want to talk to that. You know? I mean, for men, it's hard. They have attention coming from all over areas, you know, in the DMs and the Facebook. Don't lie now. Yeah. But it's, for me, it's what grabs their attention. What keeps them on you. Because girls be writing rehearsed lyrics, you know.
Swear down.
Some girls will be saying copy and pasting. I've seen it. Yeah. They got like 4 guys like DMing them, and it's just like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
You can't copy and paste with me because the shit I'm speaking and asking you gotta make a whole different thing with that.
Yeah, but
the conversations we're having, what I speak about, you can't copy and paste that because you weren't speaking to him about that. So
well, then that's what makes your conversations different to the average Joe. A lot of girls be getting the same rehearsed lines, so now
so we be everybody the same thing.
We be giving you the same thing. Not all girls, just some girls will be giving you the same reaction that we get. You know, you get the same thing. And to be honest, you can't be mad because, you know, Eve came from Adam, so we learn by you guys.
Shit,
you know?
No, women learn that. Listen, Eve came from Adam, but women got different playbook to their shit.
Yeah, we do. Okay. That's very true.
But women be like, yo, you know what? Like, niggas started the dogging first, so now we... Listen, what women are doing is a different dogging. True. We're more professionals at this game.
In 2020, women will run a train. Women will run a train on you in this day and age. Yeah. Remember how it used to be, you know, her in the park and you and your boy.
But you know what I say?
It's reverse now.
Why they
they got you eat in front by the swing.
Why they've always said that women are more professional at it? Because women, most of the time, are thinkers. Like, a man will just jump to the opportunity, like, yo, your girl's in the next room. Yo, like, shit, like, she's turning me on. Like, you just do something right there, dumb. You didn't even think about it, no plan or nothing. Women will just sit there and be like, cool, I'm gonna cheat. I know you're going to work in 5 minutes, so he's going to be over here in 20, even if you turn back around. By the time you get back here from where you work, he's long gone. Like, women...
A whole blueprint of the plan.
Most of the time. But there's girls that cheat dumb too.
Oh, so
girls that move dumb too.
Okay, so tell me, you know, interestingly, tell me about like a red light that you ran. So I probably should have took heed to that sign, but I ignored it anyway.
I've been thinking about this one a lot lately. A big red light that I ran was watching someone that I was very interested in and had a lot of love for mistreat people and treat people a certain kind of way and have a certain kind of energy towards people and thinking that energy is just for them and that has nothing, that won't be for me because I'm over here, like, something different.
Got you. Okay,
see how some people would deal with people in their life and whatever. You got to pay attention to that. But a lot of the time we ignore shit like that. It's like, oh no, like, they ain't gonna do me like that.
I hear you. I hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like for example, you two that I've known y'all for a while. I've never seen y'all deal with no one close to you or anyone that you were involved with dirty. Like, if it's dirty like that, you just cut it off. You don't deal with it. I don't see you deal with people dirty and move a kind of way. Like, you see these people deal with people dirty or move or something, or have to speak about them a kind of way, and it's like, damn, you know what? Maybe it's like that because they made you feel mad to a different extent I could ever make you feel mad. That won't be me, because I won't piss you off that bad. How do you know how much you could piss off someone?
Don't know someone's tolerance.
But you might not do nothing on purpose to get them that mad.
Right.
But all they've shown you is when they get that mad, however they get there,
that could be the result.
It's hella disrespect. No, and there's no levels to the disrespect.
Yeah.
That person there could suck their mom. That person kid is this. That person's dead granny is this.
Yeah. What we're not gonna do is talk about people's kids now.
Right. You understand?
Yeah.
So now that's a red flag. I was like, you saw that. You saw that this person was like this. But you said, nah, they ain't gonna do me like
Cut
that.
through anyway.
Now you're getting corn.
Yo,
damn, like, that's how you doing me? What? Look how much you ain't shit. Because it's your corn time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a flag
that's crazy.
Yeah, watch
out.
out.
Hitting you where you're weak, you're barely even connected like that anyway.
Yeah.
You said you liked that. You said I was coming through. I asked you if I should shave it. You said, no, keep it. You look strong. All right, just hitting you as a man. There's some vulnerable places on the man. You don't even
cast bed game, nigga.
I'm telling you, but I hear that, man. I feel like for my clear one, is I'm like, it sounds crazy, but like I wasn't afraid to date. I wasn't afraid to date or pursue like a promiscuous or loose girl. Like, I was guilty of it. Like, that's what I'm saying.
A whole situation just came in my head of Devante back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I was like, oh yeah, that happened.
So, receipts and that. But like,
I ain't got that now, but yeah.
But no, so I would like literally, I'll be like, oh, I'll be like, you know what? So someone will be like, she and man them, and I'm like, but she's vibes though. Like, no, because you know what will catch me out, yeah? You'll get them one-on-one and you're chilling and you're just like, I don't know why people say all these things about you. You're an amazing person. I'm really enjoying your company.
Right now.
And it's just like,
right now, this is not no joke.
Yeah.
Some of the girls that they call, because I don't want to say that's what they call them. But yeah, the promiscuous ones, the ones that some would say,
they got the latest personality.
Sick. Serious. And I hear a lot of girls say, because girls like, oh, men call girls hot. They're the ones that be saying shit.
Right.
Girls. Because they be saying to me, so-and-so was real wild back in the day. She was bad. How come she got a man and a ring before me?
Personality.
Work.
You
see that girl there that
have
had bare man in their life?
And
she knows how to treat a man.
She got that jerk chicken
I like,
on lock.
I hate you. You see, when it comes to food, though,
She know how to make
I like a meaty woman. I trust the girls with the body fat in the kitchen. But that's me. I trust the body fat, the BMI.
Oh, hey, listen.
It's all in the BMI.
Listen, there's truth to that.
There's
you remember with the
yeah, I trust that. I trust the wobble. I trust the stomach over the belt.
Seasoning.
Yeah,
roll seasoning cover.
Listen,
there's things in there.
I trust the back roll.
Makes sense.
The little side wing.
Christmas.
Give me.
Thanksgiving.
Exactly. But I trust that's my little instinct as a man. But yeah, no, that's seriously, man. I would hear like the rap sheet or the background report, and someone might tell me, she was at this party and apparently, dude, bathroom, neck, fire, like, and I'll be like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get those reports and those reports, and somehow I would still end up just being like, you alright? Come, let's go cinema. What do you want to do this weekend? I was that person, so I was the red flag I used to ignore, and it was to my own detriment. It was to my own detriment. It really was. But you live and you learn,
You do as you get older.
100%.
And you when you get older as well, you definitely, your requirements for what you want in life definitely changes.
But I do say, thing with that whole when you say like American niggas do way more. To say that from living in like those two places where the Caribbean, I would say it's because it all depends on where you live in the state of it. Yeah, the girls over here don't really deal with that the same. That's the problem. You understand? So that's why the energy, when guys have done that over here, it's a different reaction. Whether they get called simp or taken for idiot.
Yeah, I understand that.
Can I ask you this then, though? Because I have like a slight skewed view on it, yeah? And I feel like American men are more comfortable taking their gal for Egypt publicly. As opposed,
then there's that. Yeah.
Let me just
you could say that they do everything publicly.
Let me give you a bait example. Yeah, he will be there. Like the American guy here will be there. 6 pictures on the timeline, going strong, and blatantly have a side. Whereas the English guy will be like, you know what, you're my girl, and I do like and respect you in a way, shape, or form that you might not understand. So, but what I'm going to do is, I know I'm not being 100% straight. And if this should not go the way I want it to, then I'm going to do damage control and spare you the embarrassment by not putting you on the front line like I'm being an upstanding boyfriend. And I'm going to keep you back a little bit. So if like, boom, if you should find out, oh, so you do live with your baby mom, at least I wouldn't have you on the timeline like this is Bae and you're the only one. I did have you as Bae in the background, and that's not to say like I'm just hiding what we're doing. I don't know, maybe it's like a form of like damage control and respect in the sense that I'm not going to showboat you knowing that I'm not 100, I haven't got 100% you. Like
Absolutely.
I don't want no one looking at us on my timeline thinking your man was with me last night.
I get it.
You know? So it's still like, it's not right, but it's wrong, but it's considerately wrong in a sense. Like, I feel like, you know, I kind of have that kind of take on it. Like, I feel like that's what some English guys do. Like, I can't have you on the TL because you're not the only one. And that's not to say I'm not putting you on the TL because it's not just me and you, but it's out of respect for you. I'm not going to have your face up there and have someone else kind of laughing at you, because that's what women can't take. Like that's whenever there's something going on, it's just like, did this girl? No, women don't like embarrassment. The last thing anyone needs, but any woman needs, is another woman laughing at her behind her back. Much less that I'm walking, you're cutting through, going where you're going, and it's like, why is this girl looking at me? She's thinking, you don't know what I know. That's the worst. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And a lot of them are.
Because
they know your mind. Forgiveness or walking away, right? And everybody talking about, no, that can't be forgiven. If she do anything, she for the streets. You can't keep no woman that makes them kind of mistakes. And it's like, how much of y'all niggas make mistakes?
And I was just like, I have a forgiving nature, and but in my past life, like my forgiving nature comes from, if I've done, say for example, it might sound crazy, yeah, but all right, boom. Say I've done dirt that you didn't know about. Sometimes as men or women, you might be out and you'd be like, you know what? Tonight I grinded on that man. I gave him the cheeks a little bit harder in the dance than I was supposed to. But it happens. You know, I've received cheeks harder, firmer than I was supposed to with women that got man. And I was like, you know, to the point where you're like, she's really giving me these cheeks. And I know she got a man. I don't feel like, as a woman who's got a man, the way you're giving me these cheeks is getting a little inappropriate. But it goes, like, life goes like that sometimes. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like, all right. So it's like, all right, so boom. Gave a man the cheeks in the dance. I'm diluting it a little bit more firmer. You knew what you done. You gave him the man. You gave him the same type of wine you would have gave your man. But you now, boom, the man them on Snapchat, he's out with the lads. Like, he doesn't put anything on his snap, but your friend sees his boy's snap, and your man was daggering a girl, but when he came home, how was your night? Oh yeah, it was cool. It's like, oh, so did you dance with anyone? No, not really. You know, just by the bar, just held the juice, and I was just catching up with my peoples. Okay, all right. good night. You might bring it up, you might not. Sometimes in a relationship, you just need to have it out. So why was this going on your boy? Look at your boy snap. My friend sent me the screenshot of this. Who's that girl you're daggering out? Because you just tried to play it down to me. But then it's like, we can have it out, but there's room for forgiveness because I know that I had you don't know, but like I gave someone the cheeks a little bit more than I should have. The only difference is I didn't get caught.
Right.
You've been caught. So I'm going to smoke you for getting caught, but I'm not going to crucify you because I understand.
Right.
And a lot of women are like that. They won't crucify you because they know, like, they will just be like.
But that's kind of like, you know, like I would, because if in my head it's like, you know what? If I got caught doing wrong, I'm hoping that I would want the forgiveness. More. That's why I was like, most people, if you get caught doing something wrong, you want to be forgiven. So I was like, so if I extend that same courtesy to other people, because I know I want that for myself with the other things, but at the same time, there's a capacity. Only if I can take it.
Right.
I might want to forgive you, but I can't take it. The violation is too strong, and I can't cope with it. But if I can, then we'll see what I can. I'm real like that because I know if you caught me lacking, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would be wanting the same for myself. Allow me, please. Like, we can still, come on, like, allow me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to throw this away. It wasn't that deep. Come on. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was like, you know, if she's like, that's me. But not everybody. Some people, it's like, no. Yeah. Like Jay said, just throw them away.
But it's I don't know if it's male pride or it's male. I think it's ignorance or whatever, because it's a good point you made. Like, niggas will be out there doing the most, and here their girl was texting a guy, come home and see texts. She fell asleep and the phone was like this, and he's looked in the phone and she was giggling up and saying,
Malcolm.
And he's like, oh yeah, when you come in to check me, she's like, oh, I don't know, you know, I'm not sure. Like, I have to see when I have time. Fuck yeah, what you mean you have to see when you have time? You have a man, you fucking man. My some dickhead. These times you fully beating out some girl just now.
Come home.
Niggas will come home and bug out.
He ain't even washed it off yet. And you come home.
Forgiveness, you make a good point. Knowing what you've done, you would think that some people say, you know what, I'm gonna let that slide because I've done worse. Yeah. Because
you know nobody's perfect out here. We're human.
The only time you humble himself is when he's been caught.
Yeah, but I'm saying humble yourself anyway. Even if you ain't been caught and you've caught them, humble yourself in knowing.
I like that because they feel like they have to have like this upper sense of like self-righteousness. Yeah, because there's so many people I see on the ground sometimes, and that's why I put memes and whatever, I make jokes and whatever, because I see people put memes sometimes and it's like, but you don't do that, or you've done that to someone. Talking big, you know, because most of your followers don't know. And they're like, oh, girls that this and niggas that this, and it's like, oh, hold on, ain't two of your baby fathers some bitch ass niggas?
Oh my head.
And you out here talking about niggas need to have money and so on, or you don't fuck with broke niggas. What? Like,
make it make sense.
But people will speak like that under the belief that no one knows the truth of what they got going on. But so everybody else ain't shit. But these times we know, like, bro, you don't.
It gets like that. So a nice little layup here is you're with two. I'd say we've been socially prominent in our personal lives, and when it comes to women, it's not a department we struggle in if we're in the market for it. And I would say on behalf of,
You talking about us as a group, or you mean like you?
We're here. I'm talking about us.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You saying we don't struggle with women?
You struggling with women?
I'll be struggling. But really? Go ahead, continue.
I couldn't even say. You couldn't even say it with a straight face.
You know, like
that's the main thing. That's the main thing. And careful, you're getting so into that corner, you're low key peeling out of the frame.
Low key, not trying to be in the frame. Can't be out here lying. You know?
Yeah, but you're But
every time, remember I said forever on his phone.
You need to lie. Sometimes the viewers don't like that. You're too friendly with your phone.
What you talking about?
Because they're like, why aren't you looking at us? They're
actually watching us.
They're sitting here listening to you right now. It's different if they're listening on Spotify.
Okay, that phone spicy.
The phone ain't spicy. Checking Instagram.
That's what I want to call it.
But yeah, so I was like, is there any like honest questions you might, or something you've pondered? Like, because there's times when women just don't know what's going through a guy's head. And they're like, if I could, like, you know.
What do you mean?
So I'm saying, like, okay, is there something you want to know? So, okay, scenarios, dilemmas, like, all right, if we're talking, like, how do I maybe get a guy to notice something, change certain behavior? Or why do guys, for example, or do you get what I mean? Like, is there any blanks you might need to fill in from the male perspective?
I would like to know why guys ghost when they're talking to a girl for a long period. For a long period of time. I've seen this happen, and it's also happened to me.
Nah.
You'll be
okay. The ghost.
Like, you'll be talking to a person for a very long time. Like, I'm not talking about weeks. I'm talking about you've spoken to this guy for a good 2 to 5 months every day. Sometimes 3-4 times a day, and one day, then that number ain't going through, yo.
Mad.
Okay.
Like,
that's different still. Not different.
So wait.
Like,
so are you talking
or it's
about
ringing and it's just ringing, whereas before he'd answer after like 5 rings or 4 rings.
So can I ask you? Are you talking ghosted at the social stage, or you've had physical? You've done the talking, and then it's like you've gone somewhere or you've been somewhere together.
No, it's literally just talking.
Oh, okay. Because like, a lot of girls they get ghosted after sex, but you're talking way.
No, we're before that.
Oh,
you
okay.
You ain't seen my pussy. You know, and you've ghosted. Do you understand? Like, I'm gonna be all the way real. Like,
put the pillow down, Jay. Put the pillow down.
we ain't even done nudes, and you know, we ain't even spoke about sexy positions, and they've just vanished. Like, and like I said, you know, before you used to be FaceTiming for hours, talking about everything, like everything, like from politics to the dustbin to whatever. And then one day you call in them and it just rings out, and then it does that for a week.
Do you know what?
My eyes a little bit.
Sometimes, yeah. Do you know what it is?
I would really like to know.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a free opinion. Yeah,
and girls do it to guys, but from a girl point of view, like, why
it happens. Do you know what it is? It happens for a world of reason. But I'll tell you why I've ghosted some people in the past. And this specifically relates to black people.
Right.
I don't like to waste black women's time. And sometimes when you meet someone and you're talking to them, yeah, and you know, sometimes there's times in my life here where I'm just like, if I'm single for too long, I just degenerate into like a deviant savage. I can't be single for too long because my heart just gets colder and colder, and I get more scandalous than I need to get, and I just turn into Casanova. Like, that's what happens if I stay single for too long and I'm out there and I'm going out to the raves and the dances and I'm flexing my energy and I can feel it coming to me in the numbers and I'm saying the right things online. I get too into that and it's just like, I don't like it. Like, I don't like who I become. And sometimes it's like, if I come across a nice, like, don't get me wrong, when smoke meets smoke, let's get smoky. Like, do you know what I mean? What's the word? Let the match meet the box. Sort of thing, Paddy McGuinness vibes. But like, let's like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. Like, badness, do you know what it is? If I can see badness in your eyes and I'm carrying badness, then like, let's do that. Let's plus that. But if I know I'm coming here on badness and I can see like, you know what? She's really on her thing, professional, and I can tell by the conversation that we're having, because it's talking stage, you know what? She needs someone nice. Or so sometimes, like, I've dropped out of conversations just because I probably don't mean you as well as you might think. Do you get what I mean? So I've had instances where I've just stopped talking to girls because I'm like, you know what? Ultimately, I don't mean you well. I don't want to talk you to the point where we're having sex. Ultimately, only to then know that I'm going to fall back, or you're going to be like, so what are we? Where is this going? And I was like, well, cheeks, innit? Like, it was great. Like, you know? So I don't want to sometimes I'm like, I don't want to put you through that. Like, and I noticed that, but that courtesy is extended for black girls. That's me. Like, I just don't like to waste black women's time. and that's just it's probably a respect thing. I don't like to waste good women's time, and I don't like to waste black girls' time. Especially.
Okay, so you ready for the twist now?
Go for it.
So imagine that happens, but you still out here liking my pictures.
Sometimes it's just like that. You look good that day.
I can't. No, I'm just asking. You ain't talking to me no more. But you out here liking my new.
That's all I can do.
I'm not going to engage
you. You're watching my
but you know what it is?
100%.
On Instagram.
I can't, because I can't.
Every day.
I don't understand that.
I want to see it.
Top of the line.
It's great. It looks good. It looked good when I saw it. It looked good when I messaged, and it looked good today. And I'm gonna let you know it looked good. It looked good. You go back a couple of days. It looked good. Sometimes that's like if I can't give you anything more than that because it's not what you need.
Right.
Sometimes you know what it is. Some there's men out there. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case. There's a million reasons. It could be just look. His ex come back into the picture. Someone's outdoing you in the chat section. You know. Maybe someone's moving faster than you. You want to do the talking, and someone's like, "What are you doing later?" Shit, you just lost the race.
Yeah.
Cheeks tonight or WhatsApp messages. I'm smashing you in the back of the whip.
Who taught you that word? Cheeks.
Cheeks.
Just rolls a serious word around here.
Special word.
You know
what I'm saying?
But yeah, you know what? It's funny because you're like a girl asked me that before, and it's always the answer is many things. Because a lot of times women.
But that was my personal one, just for the record.
Women try to dull it down to what is it that makes that I can't give you one answer, and you don't. The maddest thing is we'll give you many answers, probably not all, but most of them, and then you still now have to go if you can and find out what his reason was. I could give you 10 of them. You need to find out which one it was for him. One of the things that Devante didn't answer just now, it could be the situation of he heard something about you.
Sometimes your reference, that's true.
Okay.
But if it was me, I'd ignore that red flag. Keep talking. But again, and you know what it is? Sometimes it's a respect thing in the sense that women, depending on what her prerogative is, don't have the same amount of time to play as men do. So, you know what I mean? We get past a certain time and age and it's like, all right, I don't know, maybe it's too early. Let me gauge it right. Let me say there's not a lot of women that still want to date for fun on the other side of maybe after their early 30s or late 20s.
Right.
In that sense. They were like, do you know what? No, dating's cool. I still want to go out, eat, do the dinners and that. But if I can take this somewhere serious, I would very much like that. Whereas when you're, let's just say, on the brink, we just walked into our 20s. Yeah, no, we can date. Okay, burnt out. All right, it's cool. I was talking to 2 other guys anyway. I'm dating. But then, so that's another thing. It was because I remember a time anyway, I remember a time when I was talking to someone and it was just where is this going? And I was like, do you know what? I know where you want this to go because we had that conversation. And I was like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm keeping 100.
Lyrics.
And I know what your angle in this is a bit more your direction's a little bit different to mine. So I'm not going to keep you here in this, knowing I don't intend to carry you all the way out to where you go, where you would like it to go.
Right.
And I don't want to disappoint you down the line. So I'm going to tell you where we're at now and I'll let you make your decision. If we call it a day, or if you want to continue killing some time, then let's kill some time. But if you want to cut this out and focus on chasing, not chasing, but finding that one who wants to do the long-term thing with you, then let me get out of the way so you can do that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what it is?
I mean, I hear that. I do. I just find it so rude.
But you know what?
Because the girls, like you said, women go by a biological clock. Men go by a financial clock. Men want to be financially stable by a certain age. Women want kids by a certain age. That's where women and men differentiate. It's not as easy for women like it is for men when it comes to children. Things start slowing down for us.
It's kind of changed a little bit. Yeah. It's changed in a sense, but it's kind of like that for particular women, maybe yourself, where when you do decide you want to have kids, you want it to be in a certain kind of companionship. For a lot of women, like, it's changed in a sense now where they're like, yo, you know what? I want kids, so I'm gonna have kids with who I'm seeing now.
Yeah,
and
true.
I'm gonna have a baby, and then when I want to find companionship, I'll look for that. When it comes later, I'll find someone with my baby. But right now, I need a baby, and I'm gonna have the baby, and whoever's here at the moment is gonna give me that baby. But before, it was a kind of like, yo, race to find the man, find the man that comes, the good man. He brings the baby, and then we stay together. Now, a lot of women, I think, maybe because of society, they're losing faith in all that. Find the right man, and then get the baby.
I believe that's true.
Just let me get the baby.
That's true. Yeah. And then whatever happens after that happens. Yeah. A lot of women have chosen career as well.
Yeah. Would you
consider
yourself
personally?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because we're on the other side of our 20s now.
On the other side.
Yeah, and I would say, would you consider yourself? Because I have both. I have a lot of career women in my family. So a lot of my cousins, like, they went on to be solicitors, did the whole thing. And I have cousins that chose family. Do you know what it is? A lot of my professional cousins, who are amazing women, by the way, like accountants, solicitors, like, the women in my family go hard. Like, they chose children. So whereas they chose their professional lives, they still have found time and to then still secure the family side on the later end. I'm not gonna front to you and say it was like, as easy as 1, 2, 3, because they've done the professional thing, but they still got there. You know what I mean? It's just the later, ultimately, from what I've seen in real time experience, the later you leave it as a woman, it just means you're gonna have to try more times. But ultimately you'll still get there. Yeah. So you do not have to prioritize. And even my sister is a career. She's in the field of psychology. She's gonna come and talk to us. That's an episode that I got cooking in bedroom insecurities with men and women. Give me the psychological in-depth. That's a little teaser. Ooh. But I'm gonna bring my sister through one of these days, and maybe we're gonna get into that down deeply on why I keep my socks on. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, but that's what I'm saying. Girl. Like, but like, she's destined on a path where it's like, look, my job and my professional skills will come long before, like, my childbearing, family focused stage. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, and the way with the society they have egg bank now. Yeah. Where you can freeze some of your eggs while you've got enough to spare and save them for later. So you don't even have to prioritize being a family woman. So the games has kind of changed a little bit, which for our generation. Sure. So you kind of have more options now, but being the organic, natural human beings we are, I want dick. Yeah.
But you're right.
You want to get it while the getting's good. Like,
yeah. But you know what? It's true, because for me personally, I think my biggest failures is time. I don't give the time. Okay. When it comes to, like, meeting someone for it to get to that level.
It's a lot of time and energy.
I really feel like it is, and I really just don't want to give it sometimes. Yeah. And I'd rather just be at work.
And I hear you, and there's nothing wrong with that, because you know what it is. It's on some it could be in your field of work where it's like, you know what, you're gonna cross paths with someone's work ethic who matches yours, and that might be it might be too hard for you to ignore how dedicated you guys are to your professionalism, and you're like, you know what, I see something in him that aligns with me, right? And then boom, just like, it's as simple as that. And it's like, then I've now got something or I've now found a person of interest who kind of aligns with my setup, or me as an individual. Right. And that's how we find people at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And boom, then you just go forward from there. But like, one thing I have definitely seen is I've seen women do the professional thing and get their family on the tail end. And I've seen people who get their family from the jump. I'm talking early 20s. And then they do the family bit and they spin back to professional later. So you can really have it any way you want it. Right. Front, back, or side to side.
Whoa.
There's the lyrics. I like that song.
Hear that?
I like that song.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we're living in a fortunate time.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for having me, guys.
No, it's been lovely. It's been lovely.
Welcome. This is a beautiful episode. Thank you guys.
Yes, Miss Workaholic has, blessed us with her presence, and we've had we
one time only.
Come on, whirlwind lady, she got to get back onto a job, and
Real.
hit that grind and be all in her bag.
Yeah.
But literally, no, I love it. Appreciate you coming through.
You're welcome.
I've enjoyed catching up and talking with you, and
it's been nice.
Yeah, I appreciate all the places we took it, man. The energy's right?
Always.
Comfortable, right?
Always.
Vibes, right?
Vibes.
Come on.
Vibez N Dat.
That's all we do. Yeah. Well, until the next time, love.
Episode 13.